Maya always dreamed of a better life. She lived in a small town where opportunities were few. Her husband, Amir, seemed kind at first, but she always felt a distance growing between them. One day, Maya found a letter Amir had hidden. It was a message from another woman. Her heart broke. She confronted him, but he lied, saying it was nothing. Maya felt trapped. She loved him, but she could not trust him anymore. One night, after a long argument, Maya decided she could not live like this. She packed a small bag and bought a plane ticket to New York. She wanted freedom, even if it meant starting from nothing. On the plane, her hands trembled. She felt afraid and excited at the same time. "I will survive," she whispered to herself. Maya arrived in New York with very little money. She did not know anyone, and her English was not perfect. She found a small room to rent in Queens. The rent was high, and she had no job. She needed money immediately. One morning, she walked to a nearby school and asked if they needed help. The principal looked at her and asked, "Can you clean classrooms?" Maya nodded. She had never done cleaning professionally, but she was ready to try. "Yes, I can do it," she said. She started work the next day. She scrubbed floors, cleaned windows, and arranged chairs. Her hands were sore and her back ached, but she felt proud. She was surviving on her own. At night, Maya thought about Amir. She missed her old life sometimes, but she knew she could not go back. She remembered the betrayal. Tears came, but she wiped them and said, "I am strong. I will not be fooled again." She promised herself that she would find happiness and independence, no matter how hard it was. Maya's life in New York had just begun. She was cleaning classrooms, carrying heavy buckets, and waking up early, but each day gave her hope. She was learning that survival was not easy, but freedom was worth it. One afternoon, while Maya was cleaning, she met a teacher named Daniel. He was kind and polite. He smiled at her and said, "Thank you for keeping our classroom clean. It really helps us." Maya felt happy to hear appreciation. It was the first time in a long time someone made her feel noticed. Daniel started talking to her every day. He asked about her life and listened carefully. Maya told him small things about her past, but she kept the story of Amir secret. Daniel respected her space and never pushed. Slowly, Maya started feeling comfortable. She looked forward to seeing him in the school hallway. However, Maya also noticed something strange. Some teachers whispered when Daniel was around. One day, she accidentally saw a message on his phone. It was from another woman. Maya's heart sank. She remembered her past with Amir and felt fear again. "Am I trusting the wrong person again?" she thought. Despite the fear, Maya decided to observe quietly. She watched Daniel closely for days. Sometimes he looked serious and distant. Sometimes he laughed with other women. Maya felt confused. Her heart wanted to trust, but her mind warned her. She realized that love was risky, especially when betrayal had touched her life once before. Maya began spending more time with other coworkers. She laughed, shared coffee, and learned from them. Cleaning classrooms became more than survival. It became a way to build new relationships and trust again. She still remembered Amir, but she slowly learned that life could offer second chances, as long as she stayed careful. By the end of this section, Maya learned two important things. She could survive on her own, and she could still care for someone, but her heart must stay protected. She promised herself to be patient and watchful. The past had hurt her, but she was determined not to repeat the same mistake. Months passed, and Maya started trusting Daniel. He invited her to a small cafe after work one evening. They laughed and shared stories. Maya felt her heart warming again. But later that week, she received a text from a friend at school. "Daniel has been seeing someone else," it read. Maya's stomach twisted. She wanted to confront him, but she waited, observing carefully. She noticed Daniel leaving with a woman one evening. It was clear, he was lying to her. Maya felt the old pain returning. Betrayal was familiar and bitter. She remembered Amir's lies, and she realized she had allowed her heart to open too soon. That night, Maya stayed awake thinking. She cried quietly in her small room. She felt exhausted, not from work but from heartbreak. She realized something important. Survival meant more than money or a roof. It meant protecting her heart. Maya promised herself she would never again let someone else control her emotions through lies. The next day, she avoided Daniel. She focused only on work. She cleaned classrooms with determination, pouring all her energy into something she could control. She spoke politely to Daniel, but her heart no longer trusted him. Maya learned an important lesson. People could betray, but she could choose her response. Her past and present had taught her that strength was not just physical but emotional. She began writing in a journal, recording her feelings and goals. She realized that her survival story was not just about cleaning classrooms. It was about reclaiming her life and self-respect. By the end of this section, Maya had grown. She understood betrayal, heartbreak, and the importance of self-worth. She knew that love might come again, but she would be patient and vigilant. Her journey of survival had taught her resilience, courage, and the ability to rebuild her life, even when trust was broken. Over time, Maya became more confident. She learned new skills, improved her English, and started saving money. Cleaning classrooms no longer felt like a burden. It was a symbol of her perseverance. She had survived betrayal, loneliness, and fear. One morning, a new principal arrived at the school. He noticed Maya's hard work and dedication. He offered her a small promotion to help manage cleaning supplies and schedule other helpers. Maya accepted. It was a sign that her efforts were being recognized. She also began helping new immigrants who arrived in New York. She taught them small phrases in English, guided them to schools, and shared her survival tips. Maya felt proud. Her pain had transformed into purpose. Maya never forgot Amir or Daniel, but she no longer carried anger or sadness in the same way. She understood that betrayal was part of life, but it did not define her. She had learned to trust herself first, and to value her own happiness. One sunny afternoon, Maya walked in Central Park. She saw children playing and people laughing. She smiled, feeling free. She realized that her journey, from heartbreak to survival, had made her strong. Cleaning classrooms had given her a way to survive, but life had given her something more: hope and independence. Her story was not just about betrayal or infidelity. It was about courage, resilience, and learning to love life again. Maya knew the future could bring challenges, but she also knew she could face them. She had survived, and now she thrived. Maya looked around New York, feeling grateful. She whispered to herself, "I am free. I am strong. I am worthy of happiness." And with that, she walked confidently toward a new chapter of life, ready to embrace whatever came next.